Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to do your June 2016 general readings. I am using the Gilded Tarot deck, drawing 8 cards for the month, 2 cards for each week with an additional card as your overall theme and general feeling for the month. These are general readings, so as always, they will not apply or resonate with everyone who watches them. And if they don't, I suggest you check your rising and your moon sign as well. And even if they do, I suggest you check your rising and your moon sign as well to get as clear and definitive a picture of the month ahead as possible. There are always some months and some readings where your rising and your moon sign will resonate more predictably for you than your sun sign, and some months and some readings where other readers will resonate more predictably for you than the ones you normally follow. So it's all about you getting what you need at the end of the day. So shop around, find the ones that you connect with most strongly. There's a variety of really great tarot card readers out there. And for those of you who include me in that group, my gratitude and thanks. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. I see the family growing every day, and I appreciate it so much. And I also really love reading your feedback, the comments that you leave both on my YouTube videos and the ones that some of you send via email. I do like to hear how the readings resonate for those for whom they apply, and I appreciate the time that you take to let me know how that is. And for those of you who are interested in a personal reading, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more information in detail on the services I offer and my contact information. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do readings full-time, and I work pretty diligently to schedule with you to get you a reading as quickly as possible. I'm always asked about turnaround time, and currently it's anywhere from 1 to 4 or 5 or 6 days, almost always within a week. So again, if you're interested in that, send me an email. I would be delighted to work with you. Thank you for those of you who have already and continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings. Always an honor, always a pleasure. Thank you. So let's get right into this reading. This is for Pisces for June 2016. Pisces, June 2016. The lovely water sign of Pisces. The fish, mercurial fluid fish. Pisces, what does the beautiful summer month of June hold for you? Pisces, Pisces, show me the energy for Pisces for the month of June 2016. Okay. We begin with the King of Pentacles, followed by the Three of Swords in reverse, the Four of Swords, followed by the Ace of Cups, the Five of Swords, followed by the Star card, and the King of Cups, followed by the Ten of Pentacles, and from the bottom of the deck, your crowning card, which represents the general theme, feeling, or advice over the reading, is the Devil in reverse. Interesting. So let's just take a quick look. Sipping my afternoon tea. And thank you, I forgot to mention, for all of you well-wishers on my speedy food poisoning recovery. It was an awful experience. I hope to never go through anything like that again. Thank you so much for all of you who took the time to wish me well. I am just about back to full speed now. Okay, Pisces, let's get started. This particular reading, while of course you can take these energies and apply them to just about any and every sector of your life, because we have a fairly even scattering of suits here. I'm feeling the energy is more specifically oriented to reconciliation, forgiveness, whether that's forgiveness that leads to the reunion of a broken relationship or not, I think is up to you at the end of the day. But it seems to be all about people coming back, forgiveness, reconciliation, healing, and faith too. So let's begin. We find ourselves at the beginning of June 2016 Pisces with the King of Pentacles, followed by the Three of Swords in reverse. So the King of Pentacles. Pentacles is governed by the element of earth, and it is a suit that represents things in our earthly, tangible, material environment. Most often this suit points to things like, or easily points to things like money, finances, property, resources, job, career, assets, etc. Physical, tangible, earthly energy things. But you can also take these same energies in the sector of your life that's about love and relationships or spirituality. You can take these same energies and apply them. It's really about tangible results of our manifestation, or results of what we invest in things. Tangible, visible results. The King of Pentacles has reached the mastery of his suit. He's reached the mastery of the suit of Pentacles. So this would be an individual as a person, because Pisces, I am reading it as an actual individual in your sphere or coming back into your sphere. The King of Pentacles could represent somebody who's more mature, reflective individual. Mature doesn't necessarily have to reflect in chronological age, just somebody who's a grown-up. Somebody who manages his affairs well, and the King of Pentacles really does manage his affairs well. This would be somebody who, if not financially comfortable, if not financially wealthy, or somebody that's at least doing pretty well for himself, dollars and cents wise. This is somebody who is very good with money, very good with practical matters, very good at kind of maneuvering his way around not just the world of money, but the material, earthly, tangible world. Kings and queens point towards individuals who have reached the master of their suit. His feminine counterpoint, which would be the Queen of Pentacles, has a slightly more feminine energy, which tends to be a little more on the nurturing and caretaking side. Although this King of Pentacles could easily represent a female as well. The King and Queen of Pentacles would share the same character traits, but again, the Queen of Pentacles would reflect more of a nurturing, caretaking energy. But the King of Pentacles is also a pretty good guy as well. Good provider energy. Somebody who's worked long and hard to build up a good, solid foundation for himself, and who believes that everybody else ought to be given the same opportunity as him as well. In terms of personality or character, think about earth element traits. Solid, reliable, dependable, really has your back. He's there day after day, very grounded, very rooted, and very loyal as well. So this could represent an actual earth sign for you, Pisces, which would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or somebody, and this could be their sun, moon, or rising sign as well, or somebody who strongly manifests the traits of the King of Pentacles. And he's in the upright position. In the upright position, again, very stand-up, solid, good, reliable individual, and a grown-up. He's in charge of his own life, and he manages it very well. Now, that King of Pentacles is paired with the Three of Swords in reverse. And what I feel, Pisces, is that this is somebody who's either coming back into your life, or who has recently come back into your life, or somebody who's been in your life that you've had some kind of difficulty with, some kind of heartbreak, difficulty in a relationship, or the relationship broke completely sometime in the past. And this looks like the month where the two of you are going to be presented with an opportunity for some healing. And again, that could represent an actual earth sign individual coming back into your life, male or female. And in terms of who caused the breakup or the rift or the difficulty, it always takes two to play a game. But whether or not it was someone that actually did something to you, or you that made a mistake and did something to them, it looks like this month is going to be the month for at least the opportunity for reconciliation, for healing, for forgiveness, really, and moving past. That King of Pentacles is, although I think for most of you, I have to say, I'm just kind of feeling that the King of Pentacles did something, made a mistake, betrayed trust, which really isn't, inherently like the King of Pentacles, particularly in the upright position. And it could be that this happened with this person. Turn that off. It could be that there was some kind of break. He did something and out of character for himself, because that's what I'm feeling, caused some kind of rift or some kind of breakup, and he's either trying to make amends this month or there was a breakup and he's coming back, something like that. Because we have this Three of Swords in reverse. In the upright position, the Three of Swords is universally referred to as the heartbreak card, the heartache card. Uh, Swords being governed by the element of air. It's a suit that's all about, it's a mental and cerebral suit. It's all about how we look at things, our mindset, our perspectives, our outlook, belief systems, words and ideas. In the upright position, it's referred to as the heartbreak card, the heartache card, the break up card sometimes. It represents deep emotional pain. It can also represent a betrayal of some kind. Um, Let me just take a look at this. It could be, Pisces, that there were some issues of infidelity or unfaithfulness. I mean, and it's going to play out differently for different ones of you. For some of you, this could be somebody who cheated on you, or, you know, there's always a chance that you cheated on them as well. They made a mistake. They're coming back asking for forgiveness or seeking amends, because we do have that Three of Swords in reverse accompanied with them. For others of you, this does not necessarily have to reflect a previous break in a love romance relationship. It could be with a very close friend. It could be with a family member. For some reason, I just got brother. There may be a handful of you out there who this was a brother. This is a brother to you. Just some kind of relationship that was emotionally close, emotionally connected, and you feel some sense of betrayal, a breaking of trust, something like that. It looks like they're coming back and making amends, or you're going to them and trying to heal the rift or to bring some closure to it and to balance out a bringing back together to try and make whole that which was broken, which is what's represented, I feel, with this Three of Swords in reverse. A healing of some past hurt, heartbreak, betrayal of trust. And I feel like whatever it was that happened, I feel like it was fairly recent. And again, this feels very specifically oriented, because I know some readers can take these energies and apply them to different sectors of the life of people's lives. That's not so easy for me. I usually get it specifically oriented towards one. But again, you can apply this to, it could be a broken business relationship, love and romance, family, friends. If it applies, you can take that energy and apply it if it resonates for you. But for the majority of you, it's going to be some emotionally connected relationship. It looks like June 2016, Pisces, is the month of healing for that. Now, we move into the Four of Swords, followed by the Ace of Cups. And it looks like you take a step back, or you take some time out to kind of consider what this person has brought to you, or there's some initial reaching out either by them or by you, or some kind of mutual meeting in the middle to try and heal, bring some, either come back together for a full reconciliation, or at least enough healing to bring some closure. It looks like you're taking a time out after this initial contact or communication, or you're being advised to. We have the Four of Swords here. Again, that mental and cerebral air-governed suit of swords. The Four of Swords is a card of rest and respite, or if needing rest and respite, needing to take a time out, take a step back, go within, recharge, go within. Because I feel like for a lot of you, this was significantly painful for you. It kind of feels a little like my heart is clenching up. Significantly painful for you. The Four of Swords represents withdrawing from conflict, withdrawing from the challenge of the moment for a time being to, again, rest, recover, recuperate, heal, go within and kind of check in with yourself about how you're feeling about this. Because I think this has really taken quite a lot out of you. And for some of you, for whom this represented a break that was some time ago, although I don't think it was a long time ago, It may have, brought up vestiges, some lingering bits of that pain have come back. The thing I find most significant about the Four of Swords is the fact that this man is still girded for battle. He's wearing his armor still, and there's these three swords pointing down at him, and his own is lying close by his hand should he need it. But for the time being, he has withdrawn from battle. He has withdrawn from the conflict because he's exhausted, he's worn out, he's depleted. He needs to rest, to recharge, to go within, to do what he needs to do to heal and to recover. But I find it significant he's still wearing his chainmail. If you know anything about medieval armor, that stuff weighed a ton. It was like 80 to 120 pounds. And typically, it was very unwieldy. It was hard to maneuver in outside of an actual battle. So when they would take a break or were finished with battle or were eating, they would typically have their squire or their page remove it because it was very heavy and very difficult to move around in. But this man is so exhausted, so weary, he hasn't even bothered to remove his armor. He's just collapsed on his couch and fallen asleep. So Pisces, it's a strong indicator to me that whatever it was that initially prompted this break or this tremendous conflict and source of heartbreak really took quite a bit out of you. So there's this initial contact or reaching out. You take some time off, or you're being advised to take some time off, take a step back, kind of recharge, recoup, see how you're doing, to consider whether or not you want to have a new beginning, with this person. Because that Four of Swords is accompanied by the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups could represent new love, new emotional beginnings, but I feel again like it's specifically oriented with somebody you already knew, whether that was love or romance or family, friends, however it applies to you in your life. I feel like you're taking this step back, taking this time out, or being advised to consider whether or not this is something you want to forge ahead with. Do you want to have a new beginning with this person? Is it possible for you to be able to have a new beginning with this person, or for this relationship to come back? Because I feel like in order to move ahead successfully together in the relationship, regardless of what type of relationship that is, um, you guys would basically have to start over again. The cups is governed by the element of water, and so it's a suit that's all about the watery, emotional, mercurial world of feelings and emotions, and also love and relationships as well. Aces represent new beginnings, potential, seeds, promise. But being seeds still need to be planted and watered and nurtured so they can grow to their proper fruition. Otherwise, they just remain seeds and their potential goes unrealized. So again, this is about new beginnings, planting new beginnings. And for the majority of you, I feel like it's taking time out to consider whether or not you have the desire, the inclination, or whether it's even possible for you to have new beginnings with this individual. Now, for a smaller portion of you, this could play out that this King of Pentacles is someone who comes into your life, which could also resonate with this new love. And there's something about beginning a relationship with this individual's presence in your life, that is part of a healing process or part of healing past pain that you have had with another individual. But again, you're taking time out, you're taking a step back to consider this new love, to consider if you want to move ahead in a new way, with new beginnings with this new individual. Although I feel that's for a smaller portion of you. But that King of Pentacles could definitely represent new love coming into the picture, which has a significant and beneficial he plays a significant role somehow in your healing process, your rest and recovery and healing process. And it's someone that you have the opportunity to have a relationship with, new love, new emotional beginnings with. But again, I feel like that's a smaller portion of you. Then we move on to the Five of Swords, followed by the Star card. Beautiful card. The Five of Swords is technically a card of victory, although it can represent a shallow victory and one in a series. Really just depends on how it relates to your situation. You can see that the man on this picture has just finished a battle. He has defeated or overcome his enemies, opponents, foes. He's gathered up all their swords and he's holding his own aloft in victory. But he doesn't look particularly victorious. It's obvious that this battle has cost him a great deal. He's tired, he's worn out, he's depleted, he doesn't look happy. He's bleeding from a little cut on the forehead. This battle has cost him a lot. And this card begs the question, is it worth it? Has it been worth it? It's obviously taken a lot to get to this point. And for those of you for whom this is more of a reconciliation or trying to see if there can be healing in a relationship that was broken due to some kind of heartbreak, and again, I think for a lot of you it's a betrayal of trust, however that played out. Um, Again, it's this very contemplative time where you're trying to figure out if it's worth continuing, if it's worth investing in, and this time away that you're taking is when you're going to decide that. Is it worth it? It's cost you a lot. Is it worth continuing? Is it possible to have new beginnings? I'm still getting that echoing in my head. However, that Five of Swords is accompanied by the Star card. I love this card, the Star and the Fool, my favorite cards in the tarot. The Star card, major arcana card, significant and profound. This could represent a significant and profound life change, life shift. And I feel for some of you, because it deals so strongly with the theme and element of forgiveness, um, it could really be a game changer and a great big huge step up for you in your evolution and growth as a human being, which is why we're here. The Star card is a card primarily of hope and faith. There is also a strong theme of peace, restoration, and healing with this card. It represents the possibility and potential of a bright new path, a new road laid out in front of you, and ask you to have hope and faith in the promise and potential of that. You can see that there's a woman, and beautiful woman who's pouring her pitchers out into this body of water. She's pouring them completely out, emptying them out with perfect faith and perfect confidence that her pitchers will be refilled because the source is limitless. This card asks you to have hope and faith, or this is a card that represents that you do, in fact, have hope and faith. Not only in the situation, perhaps some of you are still even you're going through this consideration process. Is healing possible? Is moving on possible? And you do find that you have enough hope and enough faith to at least explore moving forward with this person. Ultimately, it's just about forgiveness anyway. This is also having faith in your connection with the divine, however that represents itself to you. God, spirit, angels, guides, the universe, all of the above. It's a card of hope and faith, but restoration and healing, strong theme of healing in this. In fact, there is in all of this the Three of Swords reverse healing process, whether it's through forgiveness and reunification or through the introduction of a new individual coming in to help or play some significant role in that. There's healing in this Four of Swords, this rest and respite recovery card. The Five of Swords, asking yourself, is it worth it? Should I do this? The Star card is a strong indicator to have hope and faith in this process. I have seen this card come up for people who have been through a long illness and are finally recovering. I had this card come up for somebody who had been through numerous bouts of chemotherapy and was actually found herself in remission and was beginning to recover and regain her strength and her health back. I've seen this card come up for people who went through a very traumatic breakup, kind of disappeared, went into a cave for a while to kind of heal. And this card kind of represents that point where they walk out one day and discover that the sun is still shining, that life is still meant to be lived and enjoyed. So again, restoration and healing, hope and faith. Now at the end of the month, we have a great combination of cards. We have the King of Cups, which I'm feeling and reading as your energy, Pisces. King of Cups, paired with the Ten of Pentacles, planning ahead and building for your future. The King of Cups, mastery of his suit. His suit is the suit of cups. This is emotions and feelings, love and relationships. Very loving, very nurturing individual, very open individual, very in tune and in touch with his feelings, his or her feelings, able to tap them and utilize them, but not be controlled by them. Very loving and supportive individual, always knows the right thing to say, rules from a place of wisdom and compassion, and a grown-up, someone who's walked a fair road of life or experience and has taken all of his life experiences and used them to benefit him in his own wisdom and insight and clarity. Um, very loving individual. I'm reading this primarily as your energy at or towards the end of June 2016, Pisces. It's it feels as if this was a very this whole process, regardless of how it turns out, for those of you for whom it's reconciliation or healing a rift or a broken relationship, I feel like most, if not all of you, get closure from this, and whether it's closure in the form of moving ahead on the path with this person again or not, I feel like there's just a lot of growth for you, inner spiritual growth and development for you, and it really plays out in your maturity level and your wisdom, insight, and spiritual evolution as a human being as well. And it's just really a lovely, kind of wise, compassionate feeling and energy. It's all about, I think for a lot of you, you are going to reconcile with this person. There is going to be healing, and the relationship is going to be made whole again, or that you both agree to kind of walk the path together and begin that process. And it's all about building into the future, building a solid, stable foundation for you, for this person, for this relationship into the future. For those of you for whom this represents a new person coming into your sphere in June, as represented by that King of Pentacles, that has a very healing influence in your life, and you're exploring the path of new love with them. It's all about, again, moving forward and building a foundation. It looks to have the potential to be very, very grounded because that King of Cups, Pisces, is paired with the Ten of Pentacles. Again, that earth energy. The Ten of Pentacles, for business, career, and finance, I'm not really feeling that, but you could always apply those energies. This would represent success, abundance, prosperity, not only initially in a very good way because it's the Ten of Pentacles, you can see all of these pentacles spilling out of the chest, but also one that provides a very solid, stable foundation that's going to last for a long time, playing into the future. In business, this could represent family business, family money, family estate, because there's a strong theme and connection to family and home with this as well. It's that the abundance, the achievement of this abundance, prosperity, and success is not only beneficial to you, but somehow that it's beneficial in healing for your children, your family, those you care for, those in your closest sphere. And it's also, I mean, if you were going to pull one card to see what the health and longevity and success of a business was, especially in a down the road way, kind of a what is the overall view, and you pulled the Ten of Pentacles, it's a great card because it represents success and stability that's going to last, like something you can hand off to your kids. It's also a 10, and in numerology, 10s represent the end of a cycle, the coming full circle, the culmination of something in a very beautiful, positive, and long-lasting way. So you end the month, Pisces, working and building towards that future, whether it's through reunification, reconciliation, your own healing and forgiveness process, or with a new love as well. And that theme kind of carries out throughout the whole month. Reconciliation, growth, forgiveness, healing, rest, respite, a balancing out of that which was out of balance, a bringing back together that which was broken. And that is echoed in your crowning card as well, with the Devil in reverse. In the upright position, major arcana card, and it really points towards imbalance. But it's a major arcana card, so this is significant, profound imbalance. Things being completely out of whack can represent as, it can represent addictions, conventional addictions like drugs, sex, alcohol, shopping, gambling, unhealthy relationships, power and control issues. Basically, the fundamental definition is too much attention and energy on one thing to the exclusion and detriment of others. The scales being totally out of whack. It's your crowning card in the reverse. So it represents a balancing out of that which was out of balance. Again, a coming together. I'm just getting kind of this picture of gears locking into place, puzzle pieces kind of fitting together, the scales kind of evening out. Healing, harmony, balance, integration is what I'm feeling. For some of you, and I'm just getting this too, this could represent a healing process for some of you who were battling addiction and are successfully coming out of that with what looks like the help of someone very important to you, a good friend, a therapist, or even a partner. perhaps during the process of being in your addiction, there was, as there commonly is in such stories and background, a lot of damage done, a lot of hurt, broken trust. And this is a month for healing for that as well. So beautiful for you if that resonates for you. But again, this month, rebalancing, coming back together again. Lovely. A more quieter, introspective sort of month, but a lot of growth, very positive. So interesting, Pisces. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this reading. I hope it has resonated with you, brought you some wisdom, insight, clarity, and hope and faith as well, because it looks like there's a lot to be had in the month of June, Pisces. So thank you very much for watching. And again, if you're interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the June 2016 mid-month reading, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks, Pisces, and I'll see you later.